Justin Bieber once said that a lot of his inspiration came from her. He didn't whisper it or hide it in a lyric. He said it out loud for everyone to hear. Now, years later, those words are getting attention again. The couple that once looked like the perfect example of a celebrity marriage is now under a cloud of rumors. People are starting to notice cracks. According to some reports, Hailey Bieber asked Justin to take a song off his upcoming album. The reason? It wasn't because the song was rude or disrespectful. It was because it was too personal and too clearly about Selena Gomez, and apparently Justin said no. So, what happens when the past refuses to stay in the past? What do you do when your husband's most unforgettable love story keeps showing up in his lyrics? This isn't just tabloid gossip anymore. Fans believe Hailey is breaking down emotionally, and it's now spilling into the public eye. This might not be the end of the story. In fact, it could be a whole new chapter to really understand what's happening now. We have to go back to where it all began. This isn't just another celebrity love triangle. It's something fans have followed for more than 10 years. The relationship between Justin and Selena wasn't just a romance, it became a part of pop culture. People didn't just watch them. They grew up with them. It all started in December 2010 when rumors first spread that Justin and Selena were more than just friends. They were still teenagers, Justin, the young pop star with messy hair, and Selena, the Disney Channel actress, becoming a singer. By early 2011, they confirmed their relationship holding hands at a Vanity Fair event. It felt like a fairy tale, and for a while it looked like it could last. They were seen at award shows, basketball games, and on vacation. Selena had split up, and unlike most breakups, theirs never really faded. Even when they were apart, the world stayed obsessed with their story. Selena's 2014 song, The Heart Wants What It Wants, wasn't just a hit. It was emotional and deeply personal, a message about a love that was both painful and hard to let go. Justin confirmed in multiple interviews that many of his songs, like All That Matters, Sorry, and Mark My Words, were about Selena. He said she didn't just influence his music, she shaped his whole creative process. Fans analyzed every lyric, every social media post, every interview, not from a distance, but as someone who would soon become a key part of the story. She wasn't just a fan who once tweeted about how much she loved Selena back in 2011. She became the girl Justin married just 2 months after his final breakup with Selena. Now, she's the woman constantly compared to someone her husband once called his greatest love. So, when the rumor came out that Hailey asked Justin to remove a song about Selena, fans didn't find it surprising. It made sense because the truth is, Justin and Selena's relationship had already taken on a life of its own. By 2013, it was one of the most talked about love stories in modern celebrity history. Fans created online pages just to track their interactions. The media covered every single update, but behind all the attention, both of them were struggling. That same year, Justin's behavior became erratic. He got into trouble with the law, had emotional breakdowns, and surrounded himself with chaos. At the same time, Selena was trying to stay strong. She focused on music, went to therapy, and kept dealing with health issues in private. She met him way back in 2009 at an event where her dad, actor Stephen Baldwin, introduced them. Back then, she was just another fan, a pretty girl in the background of a huge story, but in 2014, things started to change. Justin was seen hanging out with her during one of his breaks from Selena. At the time, both Justin and Hailey insisted they were just friends. But the vibe had clearly shifted. In 2015, Justin posted an infamous New Year's Eve photo of him kissing Hailey. That same year, Selena was dating Zedd, the music producer. Suddenly, fans were picking sides. Others believed it was something more serious or even something planned. Then, after going through a tough time, including her kidney transplant and breakup with The Weeknd, Selena and Justin got back together. It felt like a full circle moment. Maybe after everything, they would get their happy ending, but that didn't last either. Just 4 months later, they split again, and that's when everything changed. In July 2018, just 2 months after his final breakup with Selena, TMZ reported that Justin was engaged to Hailey Baldwin. He had proposed in the Bahamas. They had a courthouse wedding in September. There was no long engagement, no time to slow down. To many fans, it felt rushed, like he was trying to erase everything that had happened before. Was this something planned from the start? Some even believed it was all for publicity. That moment didn't just shock people, it divided them. Hailey and fans felt hurt. Others supported the new couple, Selena's songs, Justin's lyrics, and the constant comparisons meant that even years after the breakup, with reports of Hailey asking Justin to leave Selena out of his music and him standing his ground, it feels like old wounds are opening up again. This isn't just about music anymore. It's about a relationship haunted by everything that came before it, and no matter how much Hailey tries to live in the present, the past keeps finding its way back. Was Justin trying to make Selena jealous? That's what people kept asking. Hailey tried to ignore the noise. In interviews, she firmly said there was no drama, no overlap, and definitely no betrayal. When he and I started anything, he wasn't in a relationship. I would never do that, she said during a podcast in 2022. But no matter how clear she tried to be, the internet had already made up its mind. An old tweet from Hailey in 2011 calling Justin and Selena the perfect teenage couple came back online. Fans used it as proof, calling her obsessed and saying she went from being a fan to forcing herself into a story she never belonged in. And just like that, the love triangle became real, not because the people involved were fighting, but because the public needed it to be that way. Selena, for her part, stepped away from the spotlight. In October 2019, she released Lose You to Love Me, a song many saw as her final message to Justin. The lyric, "In 2 months you replaced us like it was easy," hit hard. She never said his name, but she didn't need to. Everyone already knew who it was about. While Selena tried to move on, Hailey was stuck in the spotlight. Everything she said was picked apart. Every Instagram post, every outfit, every public mood people compared it all to Selena. Justin did try to shield her. Justin's music has always been the way he expressed how he felt. And when it came to Selena, he never hid the connection. He didn't need to name her directly. The heartbreak, the love, the confusion, it was all there in the music. Fans noticed it too. In one radio interview, he admitted all that matters was written during the happiest time of his relationship with Selena. She was all that mattered. He said plainly, without hesitation. That single line stayed with fans for years, constantly bringing them back to the story that just wouldn't go away. Even after marrying Hailey, the ghost of Selena stayed more in the music than the media. Between 2013 and 2016, Justin released several tracks that felt like personal letters to his ex. What do you mean? Where are you now? Mark My Words and Sorry all felt connected to a relationship that had ended in public but clearly hadn't faded from his memory. Close friend of Selena's noticed that too. And when Justin sang, "Is it too late now to say sorry?" it didn't sound like just another hit song. It sounded like he meant it. Selena responded too, not through interviews, but through her music. Her 2014 song, "The Heart Wants What It Wants," was emotional and raw. She later confirmed in an interview with Ryan Seacrest that it was about Justin. She even shared that he had seen the music video and thought it was powerful, though he was a little jealous of the actor playing her love interest. That one detail spoke volumes. Even after everything, they still inspired each other. Fast forward to 2019. Selena released Lose You to Love Me. That one lyric, "In 2 months you replaced us like it was easy," reopened old wounds. It didn't just hurt Selena. It pulled fans right back into the story they hadn't really let go of. And maybe, just maybe, it stirred something in Hailey too. Think about it. You're married to someone who's most talked about. Love is captured in famous songs. Someone whose pain is still being played on repeat all over the world. And his ex isn't just a name from the past. She's a constant presence through music, memories, and fans who can't stop asking, was this song about her? Hailey's life. Every time Justin releases a new track, people start guessing, was it about Selena? Yet another song inspired by Selena. Not just a passing reference, but something that cuts deep. A song Hailey allegedly heard and begged him not to release, and he said no. No one has confirmed this. There's no leak, no proof, no official quote, but that's not the point. The rumor sticks because it fits a pattern, a painful pattern where Justin keeps revisiting the past through songs, emotions, and memories, and Hailey is left trying to build something new while constantly being reminded of what came before her. This isn't about drama. It's not about jealousy. It's about feeling like you'll never be enough. When your partner keeps creating art based on someone else, how do you not start to question where you fit in? How do you not start to break just a little? And maybe that's why this rumor has hit such a sensitive spot, not just for fans, but for Hailey too. Even if the song doesn't exist, the feelings behind it do. The distance, the silence, the comparisons, the constant weight of trying to live up to someone your husband. Once said not everything. It's no longer about Selena. Or the music. It's about trying to survive in a relationship that might already be falling apart. And if the story is true that Hailey asked him to leave the song out, it might not have been weakness. It could have been her last effort to hold on to something that feels like it's slipping away. People didn't just see Hailey Bieber marry Justin. They examined every part of her life afterward. They labeled her the villain in the love story she says she never meant to interrupt. But whether she meant to or not, she became part of a tale. The internet never let her forget it. By 2025, the criticism toward Hailey had shifted from online jabs to something far more brutal. It started small, just a whisper here, a tweet there, a TikTok thread that caught traction. Suddenly, a huge part of the internet believed that Justin Bieber was trying to escape his marriage and that Hailey was the one stopping him. The spark, her alleged reply, "You're not leaving me, not like this, not for her." There were no actual screenshots. No solid proof, just vague claims and anonymous sources. Still, it spread like wildfire. Why? Because it made sense to the narrative people had already built for years. That Justin had never really chosen Hailey, that she was the one he ran to, not the one he longed for, that his heart had always stayed with Selena. Fans didn't need solid evidence. The idea alone was enough. That's how the rumor turned into truth for millions. Then came Justin's odd behavior, which only fueled the fire. In early 2025, he went live on Instagram. He looked off messy, distracted, clearly emotional. He played rough versions of unreleased songs. Some fans said the lyrics were filled with heartbreak. Others said he looked like someone falling apart, and not long after that live stream, his Instagram account vanished. Hailey said it was just a glitch, but fans didn't believe her. Theories came pouring in. Was Hailey controlling his social media? Did she shut it down to keep him quiet? He followed her again. He liked old Selena fan accounts. Then he unliked them. He posted emotional lyrics and deleted them shortly after. Fans began saying Hailey wasn't just a wife anymore. They painted her as a controller, someone keeping Justin trapped, silencing him, forcing him to live a lie. These claims weren't just unfair. They were cruel and deeply sexist, but they kept gaining ground. Every time Hailey tried to show support, it was seen as fake. Every time she posted something loving, people called it manipulative. No matter what she did, it was twisted to fit the worst possible version of the story. In this harsh online space, Hailey became less of a person and more of a character. She was no longer seen as Justin's partner. She was treated like a meme, a warning, the outsider who somehow won but still lost. And now, with fresh rumors of a new Selena-inspired track and alleged leaked messages about Justin being emotionally done, Hailey is once again being painted as someone desperately holding on to a marriage that's slipping through her hands. But here's the honest truth. No one really knows what's happening behind closed doors. Not the fans, not the gossip blogs, not the people on TikTok. We just don't know. What we do know is that Hailey, whether you believe she's sincere or not, has spent her entire marriage under constant attack. And if she's finally breaking under that pressure, who could blame her? This isn't just about private messages or mysterious song lyrics. This is about projection. A generation grew up with Justin and Selena. Their relationship wasn't just entertainment. It was emotional. Fans tied their own experiences to it. When they broke up, it didn't feel like just another celebrity split. To a lot of people, it felt like losing something personal. And so they didn't let go. They built theories. They made edits. They kept the story going. They turned it into something bigger than the people involved. And in their version of the story, Hailey became the barrier, the reason Justin and Selena didn't get their happy ending. She was the villain in a story fans didn't want to end. None of it may be fair, none of it may even be true, but the narrative sells, the drama gets clicks. And Hailey gets hurt. Now, with Justin preparing to release a new album, people are less focused on the music and more on the meaning behind it. Will there be another Selena reference? Will Hailey stay silent or finally speak out? Will this be the end of something or a fresh start? What's certain is that once the songs drop, people won't just be listening, they'll be dissecting every word. Because this story isn't dying down. The triangle between Justin, Selena, and Hailey is still one of the most talked about sagas on the internet, but why? Why are people still so invested in something that technically ended years ago? It's not just about the celebrities involved. It's about how people see themselves in their story. When Justin and Selena first fell in love, they were young, famous, and figuring things out in public. So were their fans. Their highs and lows mirrored what a lot of people were feeling in their own lives. For many, their relationship was the soundtrack to growing up. So when it ended so suddenly, it didn't just feel like a breakup. It felt like betrayal, like the audience had been robbed of the ending they were promised. And when Hailey stepped into the picture, she wasn't seen as someone new. She was seen as the interruption, the one who ruined the story people had written in their heads. The anger thrown at her isn't just online cruelty. It's the result of a myth that's been building for years. Because Hailey didn't just marry Justin Bieber. She entered a fantasy that had already cast its lead roles, and no matter what she does, some people will never see her as the right person for the part. Even if Justin married Hailey, even if he loves her, that still hasn't stopped the fan obsession from turning toxic. At this point, it's no longer about truth. It's about control. Fans feeling like they own this story and have the right to keep rewriting it. If it doesn't fit the version they want, that's what makes this so dangerous. Somewhere along the way, people stopped seeing Justin, Hailey, and Selena as actual humans. Instead, they became characters in a never-ending drama. In all the TikTok theories, X threads, and fan-made timelines, it's easy to forget that these are real people. Selena has openly shared her battles with lupus, anxiety, and depression. Justin has talked about facing addiction, identity issues, and even suicidal thoughts. Hailey has received non-stop hate, including death threats, for nothing more than being his wife. Yet somehow, people still want more drama, more heartbreak, more signs that Justin still loves Selena. More ways to prove that Hailey doesn't belong. The line between curiosity and cruelty, we've all had a hand in it. We click, we share, we repost, we turn a simple social media like into evidence. We see every neutral lyric as a secret message. Why? Because it's easier to get attached to a fantasy that doesn't ask anything of use emotionally. We don't have to live it, and when life feels unstable, we still love Selena. We want Hailey to be the one who ruined it. We want the story to stay messy. But why? Maybe it's because it's easier to get caught up in someone else's heartbreak than face our own. Maybe because in a world where everything feels temporary, this story feels familiar. But the truth is, we've turned real people into emotional placeholders, people who carry our projections. So we don't have to. And that's the darkest part of all this. What if Justin really does release a song about Selena? What if Hailey really did ask him not to? What if none of them say anything and the whole thing spins out of control again like it always does? If that happens, we'll be right back here. Same rumors, same breakdowns, same blame. But maybe this time we stop. Maybe we stop choosing teams. Maybe we stop treating these three people like characters in a fan-made series. Maybe we stop acting like we have a say in their personal lives. Because Justin and Selena had their moment. Justin and Hailey have their marriage. Selena has a new life she's building without being anyone's second act. If there's one clear thing in the middle of all the noise, it's this. The original story ended a long time ago, but somehow we keep dragging it back from the past. Every time someone posts a lyric, uploads a video, or tweets a half-baked theory, the cycle restarts. Even though the people in it have clearly moved on, maybe it's time we let it go. Instead of asking if Justin's still in love with Selena, maybe we should be asking why we still need him to be. Let's take a step back and look at what's actually real. No edits, no theories, no hidden meanings. Justin is making new music. He's gone live to share demos and talk about the process. He's spoken about past relationships in the past, especially with Selena. Hailey is still his wife. They have a child together now. Selena is happily dating Benny Blanco and has shown no interest in revisiting old drama. There is no proof that a Selena-inspired song is on Justin's upcoming album. There is no evidence that Hailey tried to stop it. There are no confirmed messages. These are just stories people have chosen to believe, because drama is more fun than truth, and rumors are easier to cling to than reality. Selena, meanwhile, has stayed quiet. She hasn't commented. She hasn't thrown shade. she hasn't posted. Subtle messages or written thinly veiled diss tracks, she's stayed out of it completely. Her focus is on mental health advocacy, producing, giving back, and building a relationship with Benny that at least publicly looks healthy and calm. She's had every chance to fire back. She hasn't. That's not weakness, that's emotional maturity. That's someone who said, "That chapter of my life is closed." That's someone who said, "That chapter of my life is closed." And what about Justin and Hailey? Their marriage isn't flawless. No relationship is. They've been honest about their struggles. They've faced online hate, media lies, mental health battles, and the weight of being part of one of the most picked apart stories of their generation. And yet, they're still here, still married, still trying, still walking forward. Even when the world keeps yelling at them to turn around, that's not someone being controlled. That's two people choosing each other over and over again. Justin's journey with mental health hasn't been easy. Hailey has stuck by him. She's faced online bullying and he's defended her. They've gone through therapy, they've been vulnerable, and they've kept going. That's not PRTHA's real life. But maybe the bigger issue here is us. We've created a culture that feeds on mess, where likes matter more than facts, where 10 seconds of video can erase 10 years of truth. Where we ask celebrities to be open only to use their vulnerability against them. What Justin, Selena, and Hailey have lived through is more than just a messy timeline. It's a warning about the way we treat fame, emotion, and privacy. It's a reminder that we as an audience have to take responsibility for the way we engage. Let's say for a second that the rumors are true that Justin does release a song about Selena. Would that really be shocking? He's an artist. Artists write about their past. That's what they do. Selena did it. When she released Lose You to Love Me. It came after years of confusion and heartbreak, and no one accused her of trying to hurt. Hailey, we as an audience want raw and personal. If Justin writes about his past, that doesn't mean he's still trapped in it. It means he lived it. That's all. And if Hailey struggles sometimes with the weight of that past, that's not weakness. That's what makes Justin and Hailey's relationship real. It isn't how it looks on social media. It's that they've stayed committed through all of this. Not by fighting in public. Not by putting on a show, but by holding on through the quiet, messy parts of life. Maybe the ending to the story isn't explosive, maybe it isn't dramatic. Maybe it's peaceful. Selena gets to heal. Justin gets to create. Hailey gets to live her life without having to constantly prove herself. And maybe finally, we as the audience take a step back and stop treating their lives like a never-ending fanfiction. Because stories don't just matter for how they start. They matter for how and when we choose to close the book.